Gucci. Wake up, I gotta go get it. Wake up, wake up, Yes, indeed. College Podcast is back in session, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, we here. I know. We listen. Life. I ain't gonna even get an excuse. My name is Javaris Harris, along with the listen, ladies and gentlemen, everyone's favorite Stackz Delbridge forever in the building. We've
I don't
had
know about that.
listen, they love you. I'm just here, but
I'm just here so I won't get
I'm
fined.
just here so I don't get fined. You know it. But we've had a great few days of conference championships on the women's
Right,
side,
right,
right?
right,
We haven't really gotten into the men's aspect yet of things, just because women start to get into theirs a little early, just because
right,
their selection shows happen a little earlier than men's do. So their conference championships are literally wrapped. Like they're ready to get their selection. They're ready to see where they're going to be placed at as far as when their March Madness starts. So listen, they are getting things rolling, and you cannot be mad at it. And listen, let me tell you something. When I say these games have been nothing less than like glued to your seat, like I mean, you are locked in. And if you
right.
listen, I don't want you to even sit here and lie to me and say that you haven't, because these games have been nothing less than mind blowing. Like
Hey,
you are going to watch these games.
they bringing that energy, boy. They bringing that energy.
You
They
can't
bringing
be
that
mad at
energy.
it. You cannot be mad at it. Like, bro, like these women can hoop. Like I don't want
Right,
to
right.
hear nothing less.
I think they done put it to rest now. Like,
Hmm.
hey, we excited just like the men's.
Yeah,
We got some flair about us. We got some sauce. We got some energy. We got all of that. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? So
yeah. But
I'm liking what I've been seeing, and
for
I'm
sure.
excited for the tourney.
But believe it or not, bro, I've been having a lot of conversations with different people, and they've all said I've been watching women's more than I've done men this year. Like I can't even tell you who's in the top 25 for men this year. I mean, of course I can, but you know what I'm saying. Like that's just how much women have been dominating this season. Like it's really been a thing to watch. Like the women have been actually putting people in place to be like, hey, you gonna
We,
watch us, and we gonna
yeah,
show you
I
why
go
you need to
respect,
watch
but
us.
you can like her, you can say what you want about it.
Mhm.
The Angel Reese, Kayla Clark, them two right there have made it to where people want to watch now. I mean, they're
Yeah,
like the front runners of like, you know, Angel Reese talking junk on the court, Caitlin Clark, you know what I'm saying, hitting her threes with the step backs and all of
yeah,
that, you know what I'm saying, and talking her noise too. It made it fun, and it made it a conversation piece. So they're you can say what you want, but in my opinion, in my eyes, they are the catalyst for driving this engine right now. They are the ones that last year with the championship run and everything like that, they are the ones that made it known like, hey,
yeah,
yo, we here. We can hoop just like the dudes can. You know, so I just wanted to give, respect where it was due in my opinion,
absolutely,
in my eyes,
100%, 100%. Well, luckily for you, those are two people that we're definitely gonna get into this episode. Starting with Iowa and Nebraska in the Big Ten championship, brother. Let me tell you something. How in the world do you start a half with what no more than 6 points, and then you come out in the second half and go absolutely crazy, scoring almost 30? Because Caitlin Clark ended with what 34, so that means she had four in the first half. Please
hey,
help me understand that. And they played
she hey,
against a pretty
she know when to turn it on. I saw her getting her teammates involved a lot. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Which to me is a good way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
they need her in closing. Like
hmm,
she's the most consistent booking when it comes to closing the game out.
yeah,
So she let everybody else eat. You know what I'm saying? She was getting people in good positions, dishing the ball out, everything like that.
hmm,
Um, and then when they needed her,
yeah.
she stepped up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let's not knock the team that they were playing, but they came, they were
Nebraska,
ready. Nebraska was
Nebraska
ready. They
is
was
a
ready.
yeah,
They
yeah.
were ready. You know what I'm saying? It really came down to the wire. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark
Mm.
had to go ahead and end it. She hit the game, basically, essentially the game winning shot. So, you know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, bro, you come up this close against the number 3 team in the country, this close to beating them in your conference championship. Like, how do you like? Do you feel? I mean, I know the girls probably feel like a sense of accomplishment for even making it to the championship, but like, how do you feel about coming this close to beating us? In my opinion, I think she's going to end up being the player of the year and the number 3 team in the country like that. Like, what is going through your head at that moment?
I think they're mad.
Yeah,
I think they like, yo, well, they should be mad, is what I should say.
yeah,
Because it's like, okay, yeah, we got to the SEC championship. I mean, not SEC championship, but the championship, the conference championship.
yeah,
Um, but we wanted to win. We wanted to, you know what I'm saying? We wanted to shut the door on them. Like, you know what I'm saying? They've been winning this thing for how many years? Like, come on, man. You want to beat the best, but you got to be the best. You got to beat the best. So, you
yeah,
know, I think they should be mad. But the good thing about college basketball is, yeah, you lose in the, in the conference championship, you still got a chance to, prove yourself in the tourney.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because they were ranked high enough to do that. So,
yeah,
um, I think they'll catch them in the tourney. I don't know if they'll win it, but
mm,
you know, I think they should give them a chip
mm,
on their shoulder. Like, next time if we see them again, it's up. That's
yeah,
what that's my mindset would be. So I'm
yeah.
assuming that's what their mindset is too.
I want you to hold on to that quote for later on in the show. That's a really good quote to hold on to. But on this game, dude, I'm looking at the team stats. Everything was super close. Like, there was
Right.
no. I mean, of course, with the score being what it was, 94-89. I mean, 94-89. I said that at first. Um, Everything was really close. Like, Nebraska was this close. Like, I
They
can't
they
stress
were
that
ready.
enough. Like,
Right. Right. They ain't no
Caitlin Clark,
slouches.
Clayton Clark. Caitlin Clark literally just happened. That's what it was. I mean,
Right. Right. She
you
proved
know,
how that she is, who she says she is and
yeah,
who she thinks she is.
mm,
Like, she backed up all the smack that she talks or whatever. She back it up. Like, I
yeah,
mean, you gotta put tilt your hat to somebody like that. Like, you gotta respect it. You know, and credit Nebraska. I mean, they were right there. It's just, some missed shots, some misfortunes, whatever happened. And then Caitlin Clark said, "All right, see, when you playing somebody like that, you gotta, once you got your foot on the gas, you can't afford to take it
mm,
off and be looking left and right. You
yeah,
gotta have tunnel vision. Okay, we up on them. We ain't gonna let them get back in it. We ain't,
absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's the thing too. Like, we've never had to question her passing ability as far as Clayton Clark because she averages anywhere from 9 assists a game, right? So her getting her teammates involved, I don't, you never want to give someone too much praise and too much glory because they're gonna always say, oh well, it was if it wasn't for my teammates, I wouldn't be in this position because you see it on the stat sheet. I mean, 12 assists, she definitely got her teammates involved. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right.
that's
Well,
just
you
one thing.
you can't win championships
Yeah,
without a team. I mean,
yeah.
I don't care how many accolades you got. If your
Mhm.
team is not on the same page, you're not gonna do anything.
Right.
Everybody need help. I don't know not one team that one dude that was just it. That he scored. If they had 100, he scored 100. I don't
Mhm.
know not one team in the history of sports that was like that.
Yeah.
Now, one player might carry the load more than the other, but you
Mhm.
need your teammates.
Right.
Everybody got
Right.
a role. Everybody got a role.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's to your point.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And I mean, bro, you can't just not admire how well these women are playing this year. Like,
I love it.
that's just one thing. Like, we thought last year was, just like, okay, they're doing their thing, but are they going to be able to continue on a consistent basis? And with the second year of this, really being something that people have really been, having their eyes glued to, it's like, man, like, what
Yeah,
like what are
yeah.
we seeing
That
now?
was
You
like
know?
the start. Like last
Yeah.
year was like we here.
Hmm.
Like y'all gonna respect us. We just broke
Yeah.
the record for the most viewed national championship game
Hmm.
in women's sport and women basketball. You know what I'm saying? We talking junk. Everybody going back and forth. We all over the media now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting deals, NIL and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Now you take that and you improve upon it, and that's what I think they did. And I think after Clayton Clark declares for the draft, and I think after Angel Reese declares for the draft, and all those players, I think NCAA is in good hands. College basketball is in good hands.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I think that was a good like passing of the torch, if you will, meaning
Yeah.
like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark was like, all right, we're gonna pop our noise, we're gonna do what we do,
Hmm.
and we're gonna put people on notice. And
Yeah.
they did that, and then it's like all the other women basketball players was like, all right, now I can flex my muscles a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I see more and more girls now getting like, you know what I'm saying? They jumping up and down, they screaming,
Yeah.
they talking junk, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Bro, I saw a graphic maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago where it was showing the difference in between um when South Carolina, I want to say it was right before Don Staley got hired at South Carolina, and how much the season tickets were when before she got there, and then after, and the price, like it just soared. Like I think it was maybe like 40 some bucks. Now it's in like the 200s for season tickets at South Carolina, and the same with Iowa. Like you know how we used to talk about during it was I want to say it was during college football season. Yeah, so it was the Coach Prime effect, right? So we now have what the Don Staley effect as well as the Caitlin Clark effect, because we also have some influential people in college basketball. I mean, women's basketball. But just think about how many more than just those two that we have
Right,
that are
right. I mean,
actually like,
it's
yeah,
growing. Like
yeah,
it's growing. Like, and it takes coaches like Don Staley and stuff like that that bring a certain type of flair to the game, and you know what I'm saying. And then it takes those players like an Angel Reese, like a Caitlin Clark, like a Flage, with how she plays the game with the energy she does, like a Juju, how she plays the game the way she does. Like the energy is just there now. Like
yeah,
it play. I think women's players are able to. Well, I think NIL helps this, but I think women's players are able to be themselves on the court instead of like trying to hold back and just because we playing women's basketball, we not supposed to, talk our noise. And it's a competitive sport. Like sports
mhm,
are competitive, period. But basketball is it's competitive.
yeah,
Like if I hit a three on you and you've been talking junk to me the whole game, I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? Cause
exactly,
that's what the guys do. You've been talking to me. I'm finna
right,
go ahead and shoot a three in your eyes and look at you with the three, with the three like the three John Cena or something. You know what I'm saying? Like we
yeah,
we finna we finna go to war about this. And
right,
that's how sports are meant to be played. It's supposed to be competitive. It's supposed to be
yeah,
energetic. Like, I mean, you got sportsmanship. I get that, but that's part of the game. Like, if I can talk you out your game, then you probably ain't mentally strong to play this game to start with.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So the thing is, if I talk my junk, you could talk it right back. If
mhm,
I hit a three in your face, guess what? You could hit a three in my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of thing to where like, all right, I'm gonna give you an inch. Go on, take a mile. Do your
mhm,
thing. Ball out. Like, it's a part of the game. The most fun games I've seen, you know, are the rivalries we've had in basketball, football, all of that. And why? Because of the energy it brings.
mhm,
Like from the fans, talking junk to each other, to the players talking junk to each
yeah,
other and getting each other's face, and you know what I'm saying? Not, I don't think it should be no fight, but rivalries, it's how it goes.
yeah,
So it's you know what I'm saying? So I love it.
yeah,
I'm here for it.
absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, that's what's making the game what it is now. Like people are taking notice, and if you haven't, I'm gonna tell you, like you're missing out. Like
Right.
I don't want to. I put it on Twitter. I don't want to hear any more talk of how you don't enjoy the game because you're lying to yourself. Like
Right.
for it to be this many people watching, or for them to be setting a record with millions of people watching last season, you're lying to yourself. Like you don't have to put up a front or make it seem like, oh, I don't enjoy it because I'm gonna feel like emasculated or anything. Just watch it. Like you're not better than anyone to not be watching women's basketball. Like it's
They hoop too. Like they
right. Like they literally are doing the same thing as
and
men.
honestly, if I'm being honest, women basketball players, in my opinion, are more fundamentally sound. In my opinion,
Come
you
on,
know,
like
like that's they all got
yeah,
the post up game. Most of them got the post up game. You
hmm
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They hitting step backs. They doing everything that the guys are doing. I mean, they might not be dunking as much, but let's be honest. You know, the 3-point contest is getting more viewership than the dunk contest now. Let's be honest. Like you know
like
what I'm saying?
if you're so worried about the women dunking, listen. I mean, like you just saw what the men put up in the dunk contest this past year for the All Star game. Like it was trash. Like it was
Right.
awful. So you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like why not actually take the time to just give it a chance? Like just give it a try. Like
Yeah, if you're a fan of basketball, you should be a fan of women's basketball. That's just
exactly.
that's
If you
it's still
exactly.
poetry in motion. Like it's still like you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying. They still ball. Like
Yes.
they
Yes.
still ball.
Yes.
So
One hundred percent.
let's let's call a spade a spade. They still ball, dog.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. So, hey, let's go ahead and close the book on that game, man. Again, shout out to Nebraska for holding, for at least holding it down, at least attempting to hold it down.
Well,
Great.
they held it down. They
Yeah,
held it down. They
yeah.
just couldn't. They did.
They just
They
couldn't
just
they
couldn't
they
stop
couldn't close
Clayton
the door.
Clark when they needed the most.
Right. Yeah,
You know.
and so it happens. It happens. But yeah, brother, let's move on to this Pac-12, brother, the final women's Pac-12 conference championship, man. That's so crazy. Bro, it's so crazy like talking about like the closing of Pac-12 conference. Like, bro, it's been so many legends that have come through the Pac-12
Yeah.
and like for it to be ending is really surreal. So, the final Pac-12 championship and man, was it? This was another like close one. Between Stanford and USC. And bro, you could tell Stanford's plan coming into this game was to shut down Juju Watkins at all costs.
That was the whole
That
focus.
was the goal, and they did. They did right. But how about her teammates for stepping up, right?
Right.
And
Right.
said, "Okay, y'all gonna shut her down, but how are you going? How are you going
Right,
to
like
defend
we
us
can hoop
now?
too. We can
Right?
hoop
How are
too.
you going to defend us?"
And you know what
And
I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. Because
bro,
when you come into games like this, you know what I'm saying, you wanna shut down their best
hmm
player. You almost can live with the rest of them beating you.
hmm
Especially when you have somebody that's that good compared to you know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
you wanna come in and say, all right, you ain't gonna beat us. They gonna have to beat us. And if they make shots, it's kinda like all right, bro, you know what I'm saying? But Juju didn't go off. Like you didn't go off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I mean, essentially, their teammates did what they supposed to do,
hmm
which is step up.
yeah,
You know, and that's what you do. I mean, when you have your time to shine, like the team leader, everybody has their role. And when the star is being shut down or not being able to get buckets off like they normally do, you know, then
yeah,
the seconds got to step up. Kobe and Shaq effect type thing. Like,
yeah,
okay, you know what I'm saying? You holding down Kobe. Okay, Shaq finna go in here and dominate in the paint. Okay,
hmm
you done figured out a way to stop both of them. Okay, now the rest of these players got to get involved and get
yeah.
right. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing essentially. You know?
Absolutely. And I do want to shout out Cameron Brink from Stanford, who absolutely was going crazy with 19 points and 10 rebounds. She just declared either yesterday or today for the WNBA draft. So shout out to her. I mean, an absolute beast for Stanford this season, and even in previous seasons, if I'm correct. And yeah, she's gonna be a threat in the WNBA. with her play set. So yeah, but I mean, bro, like Stanford wasn't like trying to by any means lose this game. Like they
Nah,
came out,
they had a good game
yeah,
plan.
they came out from the jump and was like, okay, we know what we got to do. Let's execute. Let's play how we know how to play and try to win this final Pac-12 championship. I mean, it really wasn't even until like the final seconds of the fourth where things just started going, downhill for them. Like, I think that's when the intentional fouls started happening, as well as USC's consistency from the free throw line, which was really what closed the game for USC and ultimately led for Stanford to lose this game. But I think they did everything right. Like they did what they needed to do, and um it just
You got
didn't
to play
fall in their
all four
favor.
quarters. You got
Yeah,
to play all
yeah,
four quarters. That's I
yeah,
mean that's essentially what you got to do. I mean, you shut one down, you got to be able to manage the other ones for the whole game.
yeah,
Like that's just point blank period. Like I mean,
hmm
I think USC uh they just proved to be too much. Like I mean, the game plan wasn't bad. You just
yeah,
gotta if you gonna stick to that style of play, you gotta stick to it the whole time and shut the other teammates down too. So you
yeah,
kind of gotta. But players make plays, and USC, they made plays.
right. And I mean, bro, like, oh man, like to see that they were out rebounded by 20 rebounds, right? 48-28. I think that would definitely be a factor to throw in. If you
Oh,
if
for
you
sure, for
if you
sure.
want to right, if you want to win games like that, bro, you
Yeah.
gotta be able to get those
Boards is
second chance.
everything. Second
Yeah,
chance points.
the second chance baskets, correct. And I mean, bro, you gotta get them. You have to get them in.
Yeah,
It
I
looks,
think because of basketball now is such a scoring dominant thing, people forget the art of rebounding. Meaning, like that's a very very
tell me
important
about it.
factor. Like if you can
Yeah.
control the glass, what's the old saying say? If you can control the glass, you usually gonna win the game.
Hmm.
Whoever controls the glass, that's usually true. Like I mean, you can sometimes overcome it, but most of the times you ain't gonna overcome that. Like second chance points is everything. It's so
Yeah,
essential. You know.
for sure, for sure. And I mean, dude, I'm sorry, Mackenzie Forbes from USC stepping up big time with 26 points. Like this is what I'm saying. Like these girls stepped up when Juju was shut down. Like I mean, they were just. I watched the recap and I'm just like, bro, like how do you stop this? Like, I mean,
Right. Right.
and I mean, bro, floaters, runners, like who is going who's going like defend? Like you can't
Right.
defend it. It was just USC's night. I mean, it was
Yeah. I
allegedly
mean, hey.
USC's night.
Just had those type of nights sometimes. I mean,
Hmm.
everybody proved that they wanted to be there. They wanted to win. So I
Yeah,
mean, that's essentially what uh, allowed them to win. Is they will to
exactly,
win. They say, okay, you gonna stop her, all right? But I can hoop too. I can shoot too. I can score
exactly.
too. I could, you know, we all rebound. Whatever. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's just. I was kind of like, well, okay, you beat me one this way, I can kill you another way. You know what I'm saying? Either way.
Right, right,
So,
for sure, bro. And it's man, bro, it's just still crazy. Like the Pac-12 is
yeah, it's
done.
definitely
It's done.
a end of an era. But I think this is gonna be good though because
Mm.
it's gonna put everybody doubts to rest. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 'Cause a lot of people be like, "Oh, Pac-12 is this, Pac-12 is that." Okay, now we finna see. You know,
Mm.
now we really finna see. So
Man.
I'm here for it. I mean, yes, in the era I grew up with Oregon and USC, all them being in the Pac-12, like you know what I'm saying, but. It's not. It's. Not, I look at it like this. It's not like we're losing the ability to watch these teams
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
So as long as we still able to watch these teams, you know, do what you do. Make it more competitive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? 'Cause now you got to compete with teams that you might not have competed with
Mm.
before. So now it's like okay, well we gonna really see who the best. You
Yeah,
know, whether it's football or basketball or whatever, we're gonna really see who the best is gonna put all that the rest. Like who's better,
Mhm.
Big Ten, SEC, who's better? Like we gonna see all that now.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I think that's going to be the really important thing to look out for. I mean, especially with these teams that are joining into the new conferences and stuff like that. So um,
I think it makes it more competitive, in my
it
opinion.
does. I mean, look at with Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC. But that's definitely going to be something to look out for and just see the impact that they make in the conference. So,
Yeah.
but
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to
yeah,
talk about
I
it
know, I
because
know. But
because
I will say we could
sore spot,
definitely
sore spot.
right. We can definitely go ahead and salute both teams on the job well done this season and also another salute to the Pac-12 conference and shoot over to the SEC conference championship. What you think?
Yeah, I I'm ready to talk about South Carolina
This was
and LSU.
brother. This
I
one
didn't
right here.
before we even start.
Ah ah.
Fool Wiley,
Oh yeah, that's
Fool
your girl.
Wiley,
That's your girl, man. Yep.
bruh,
Yeah.
freshman
Yeah. That's your girl.
came off the bench going crazy, doing numbers. She was the leading scorer, not just off the bench, but the entire game for the
Hmm.
entire game. She came in the game soon as
She's
she
raw,
first
bro.
time she touched the ball, 3-pointer,
She is
money.
something. She is
I'm
something.
talking about she becoming a better defender over the course of this season.
Hmm.
Everything. Like I mean, bruh, I
Man.
rock with. I'm thinking she shifty, she quick.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying. She could pull up from three. Now her you know what I'm saying. Her perimeter defense is getting to be insane,
Hmm.
bruh. I love it.
It's something. It's always a good thing when, especially in the recruiting trail, when you can find those underrated players like
Right,
like like Fuwali. Those are those gems that we
right,
talked about. Those
right.
gems that nobody else wanted to give a chance to, or she just felt that this would be a better place for her. And
Well,
by God,
she's from South Carolina, so
and
she
and
she
and exactly, so she stayed home.
right.
So when you get players like this who make an immediate impact on your team, bro, you can't do anything but just be in awe of it, because the situation that happened on Sunday, that was really a chance for the country to see how special she was.
Right.
That
Right.
was that was her chance, bro. And for the country to see the impact that she made, because they probably never got a chance to see it, in the beginning of the season. That was her time, and you couldn't do anything but be happy about it. But
She took advantage of it.
an applaud to you, because you've been paying attention to her all season, and she's definitely been on your radar as far as like
Bro,
players to watch for.
I know athletes, bro. If I
Yeah,
don't know nothing else, I
yeah,
know
yeah.
athletes. You
You
know what I'm
you
saying?
called it. So definitely applause to you, because bro, that she has been on a tear all season. So for people to just not be, you know,
I'm just glad they was able to see it.
yeah,
I saw it at the beginning of the season, the first
yeah,
couple games. I was like, bro, she can hoop.
hmm
She can hoop. You know,
that's
she
that's
and go ahead.
no, that I was just saying, yeah, that's what makes the game exciting. Again, like this is why the game is evolving like it is, because you have players like her who are just making that impact on the game like this. Like
Right,
nobody expected for a freshman to come off the bench and outscore all players like
right.
that. And so, and I mean, dude, we ain't talking like she's short, like she's a small, like,
She was the smaller one on the
bro,
court, but she,
she's if
bro, when I tell you that she could get any bucket she want,
yeah.
any bucket, any bucket, she can get. There's some points in that game where I saw her, get to the lane with such ease
Mhm.
and dish it out to an open teammate for the three, but she could have easily laid it up because she created that much space. She could create
Yeah.
her own shot,
Mhm.
like you know what I'm saying, and that is saying a lot, like. Cause a
100%.
lot of people, you got a lot of players that spot up threes or whatever, or you know what I'm saying, they do post work and that's their specialty. But when you can create your own shot and get to any spot on the floor that you want, and you can catch and shoot, you are a dangerous person.
Yeah.
You are a
Yeah.
dangerous player because if you have a counter for that means you have a counter for everything that they throwing
Hmm.
at you. And I'm excited to see her career grow because, like I said, she's just a freshman. She coming off the bench, SEC championship. You know, you having 20+ points and making the free throws
Hmm.
to boot to
Yeah.
basically put the game away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it didn't come down to free throws, but those free throws that she made were crucial because it pretty much made it out of reach for LSU.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, after
Absolutely.
everything that transpired with the fight and everything like that, ladies and gentlemen, they want to talk bad because I see a lot of people saying that Angel Reese was classless and Cardoza was classless or whatever. And I want to be the one to say, no, this is sports. Emotions get high, a lot on the line. You know what I'm saying? You got number one team in the country, number one team in the SEC playing LSU, which is, the reigning champs. You know what I'm saying? You got Angel Reese, which is a big time player, who's on the TV, on the commercials, on everything. You got Flage, who, you know, doing records with Lil Wayne, meeting Lil Boosie after the game, all this. And you got them going at it with this top team for the championship, for this to say that they run the SEC.
Hmm.
Emotions is high. You know what I'm saying? Pride is in there. Arrogance is in there. You like, I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you.
Hmm.
So when you got all of those emotions, in a game and it's coming down to the wire, stuff gonna flare. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you wanna keep it at bay. You can say all you want to mask your emotions or whatever, but nah, this is sports. That this is what you work your whole off season for.
Right.
Like as much time as these ladies put into this game, or any sport for that matter, you put into this game, you want to be rewarded for your hard work. So
Yeah.
you ain't gonna let nobody. I don't care if number 1, number 12, or number 13. Don't matter. You step in front of me, I'm better than you.
Right. One
That's
hundred
and
percent.
that's how they played it. So I just want to shout them out. Although I don't condone the fighting and all of that. I love the fact that the emotions was there, the energy was there, and I'm proud that they showed that emotion
Yeah.
because that showed that women got that too. Women got that spark too. So
I mean, well, you're right. I mean, everything you said was right. But this just goes on to add to our point of this is must see television, regardless.
right,
I mean,
right,
you hate to see that it got to this point, but at the same time, when you have missed calls and you know
right, right,
this, a lot of stuff goes into when the pot starts to overboil, essentially.
right. I mean,
So
go ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
but no, like when you have stuff like this transpires, people are going to watch, and I mean it's going to be talked about, and the clicks are going to start happening, and the shares and all that. This is why the sport of women's basketball is starting to become in the forefront because people are starting to take notice. Like
Right.
again, it's unfortunate what happened on Sunday happened, but just think about if these two teams face off again. Think about how many people are going to tune in.
You
Even
know
though
that.
it's unlikely, but just think about when these two teams potentially have a possibility of meeting up again. Just think about how many people are going to tune in.
I wish they would go at it for the championship. I
Exactly.
really do.
Exactly. See what
Cause
I'm saying?
the game from beginning to end, like it had me on the edge of my seat.
Hmm.
I was glued. I saw Angel Reese tell her, say, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
here all night.
Mhm.
I'm here all night." They fight for position in the paint.
Yeah.
I'm here all night. This is gonna be all night. You got to deal with this all night. Angel Reese pulling Cardoza hair, and Cardoza
Yeah.
like, You know what I'm saying? I'm finna come back with you. And then she blocked it like two times in a row on the same possession.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This was a chippy game. Like it wasn't a super high scoring game. It was, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of turnovers, a lot of missed shots.
Mhm.
Because these two teams are good and
Yeah.
defensively and offensively, but the defense was like, yo, I'm not letting y'all get in here, and
Yeah.
on both sides, it's just South Carolina. I personally, in my opinion, had more weapons
Mm-hmm.
at their disposal than LSU. You know,
Yeah.
um, LSU, they were able to do some good things. I mean, especially in the post play.
Mm-hmm.
Flage did her thing. I mean, everybody pretty much played their part. But South Carolina, I think, they were a little bit deeper, meaning like
Yeah.
they had more players that could, get their shot off, and they
Yeah.
were more disciplined, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Well,
In the sense of the game, not
yeah.
not the emotion part, but the sense of running the plays and
Mm-hmm.
getting off and all that type of stuff. Their bench, to me, saved them, which for Wiley led the bench, obviously, because she led the whole game in points. But there's some players you just don't game plan for, and I don't think LSU game plan for Wiley to go off like she did.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that's my take on it. LSU
Yeah,
didn't play a bad
absolutely.
game at all.
Yeah. No, no, and they didn't, and I do want to add that um you're right. Again, like I said, when you have special players like Fuwali come into the mix of an already special, South Carolina team, that just makes the game even more exciting for
Right,
fans to
right, right.
to watch. So she's definitely. I think me and you had a conversation. I was like, this may be this girl's team next season, but then we kind of brought it back a little bit, and we had to think about the players that may be returning, and so forth and so on. But again, this may be her team next year.
It
So
still may be
yeah,
because
exactly. It still may
Don
be.
Steady already talking high of her. Like, yo, she
Yeah.
been locked in. Getting,
Hmm.
she, she's instant off the bench. As soon as she gets in the
Right.
game, it's instant energy. Like I
Exactly.
felt the energy shift when she got in the game.
100%.
Like as
One
soon as
hundred
she stepped
percent.
on the court, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
good. Now she had some turnovers and stuff like that. She had some bad possessions, but
Yeah.
how do you combat bad possessions? You lock in
Exactly.
on defense and you score the basketball.
Right. Right.
Nobody's gonna talk about them bad possessions. Why? Because
Yeah.
she scored the basketball. She created some turnovers, and arguably the turnover that caused the altercation was because of her. She stole the
Exactly.
ball. Flage
Exactly.
fouled her, got upset, hit the girl from South Carolina because they were talking junk. They like, yo. And then what did Cordoza do? She backed up her teammate with all emotions from the talking of junk, the hair pulling, all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and got a little too high. But again, Fuwali brings that energy. I
Yeah.
think you know what I'm saying. And I know this wasn't supposed to be all about Fuwali, but she had her hands all over that game. In my opinion, like she deserves her flowers. You know what I'm saying. Uh, I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it. I mean,
Yeah.
because a lot of the other players stepped up too. Because what's her name? Pow Pow, Pow
Bro,
Pow.
so Pow Pow is actually returning next season as well, which is really great for the South Carolina team. Like
Right,
that is what is needed. Like when you have players like that that can make a immediate impact.
right,
Especially when she's leading the country in threes like that, the 3-point percentage, bro. You're already pretty much
right,
adding flame back into your
right,
back
right.
into your already special team. Like this South Carolina team is special, bro. Like it's really special. Like they proved it. So that's great. That's great, bro. That is really good for this team. So yeah, yeah. That's I can't say more, bro. I
Yeah,
can't
and on
say
the
more.
LSU side, I think that they're gonna have a run in the tournament.
Mhm.
I don't know how far they will go, um, but I think that it starts and stops with Flage and Angel Reese as far as like the main stuff. I mean, of course, I know that they have some players outside of them that are really good, but I think them two they set the tone, they bring the energy,
Yeah.
and I think it all starts and stops with them. Because if they don't bring the energy, they don't bring that extra spark that's needed, and Angel Reese doesn't go off like she normally does, then they're not gonna be as strong, in my opinion. They still win some games. I just don't know. how far they would get if they don't have that spark from them two.
Yeah,
My opinion.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Um, but I mean, it's only right that we just talk about the situation a little bit in depth that kind of went on Sunday. I mean, bro, it's the elephant in the room, and I mean, people kind of want our take on it, but from my man, from what I saw, it looked like again frustration and also
That's exactly what it was.
yeah frustration, and then when you have refs that miss calls, and I think the biggest takeaway from this thing is if you are a fan of the game, just be a fan. Like, there is no reason for you, regardless, whether you're a relative, whether you're a supporter, anything, do not jump onto the field of play.
Well, well,
Uh
Flies brother got down there and saw Cardoza with 8 foot tall and said, you
That's what
know
I'm
what?
saying.
On second thought, you got
Exactly.
it. You got, my boy, my
My
boy,
point exactly, bro.
got,
Like,
my boy got out there ready to fight,
right.
and
And
he looked at Cardoza and said,
on second
he
thought,
said, bruh,
on
you
second
got it.
thought,
You know
maybe
what? She deserved that. You right.
right. But my thing is on that, bro. Like, the situation was already pretty much sorted out and situated. So when he jumped out from the stands, it was like, bro, okay, now you have an assault and battery charge against you, and I know it was a lot of um talk about as far as the charge, and we really don't want to get into as far as the charge goes, but
Well, I mean,
it was the intent. It was the
I,
intent of
I
jumping
say, I
out.
say, I say this. I say this. Do I condone it?
Mm,
No. Do I understand it? Yes. 'Cause
yeah,
as an older brother myself, I'm on the court and I see my little sister just got leveled. My first instinct is I'm finna go have my sister
yeah,
back.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
Mm,
But again, it's controlling your emotions and letting it
yeah.
play out on the court. But don't be jumping on the court and then get shook because you seen, God dog, she tall. If you really slow it down and look, I looked at that clip by 30 times. I
Oh,
was hoping you brought this motherfucker. My boy, my boy was ready to square up with anybody.
oh man.
Then he saw her and started asking questions. My boy looked up at her and said,
Maybe I shouldn't be here,
"Who the one that hit her?" He said, "He said,
bro.
because I know you remember that scene in Rush Hour 3 when Chris Tucker was in the dojo studio and was talking all that junk
I don't know
and
what
went in
y'all
that
feeding him.
closet and said, "Well, he is too darn big,
I don't know what y'all feeding him, but he's too big.
too goddamn big." But it had a dose of that. My
Oh
boy
my
got on that
god.
court and said,
I
you
think
know, I ain't even supposed to be here right
exactly,
now. And
exactly.
I done got my wire across. I was trying to go to the car.
I think the worst part about that would have been if he would have went out there and pushed the wrong person who didn't push his sister.
Oh,
That would have been
I'd
crazy,
have flamed him so bad. But
bro.
what?
That
Come
would
on,
have
now.
been crazy, dog. Like,
Cordova,
that's
Cordova about 7'5", bro.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
but again, like you said, I do understand. I understand but at the same time, it's a sanctioned event. You know what I'm saying? The rules apply for everybody, right?
Right, fact. That's why I
So
said I don't condone it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You want to keep your emotions, but I get
exactly,
I
exactly.
get where his mindset was. He
Yeah, for
he
sure.
didn't he
But
didn't he didn't think about it. He just reacted. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? You see your little sister, your little cousin get leveled like that, and it's like almost defenseless.
mm,
Your first reaction is like protect, like yo,
right.
like what's happening. But assess the situation, my brother.
But let me tell you something, bro. Hey, one thing about it is I'll say this. them folks from Savannah, Georgia, don't play.
Oh no, not at all, not at all.
Them
You know what
folks
I'm
from
saying?
Savannah, Georgia, don't they
No,
ain't gonna ask too many questions, right? So I mean, but
until they see Cordoza, then they start asking. My boy, he said, "Which one of y'all hit my sister?" My boy said, I know you wasn't the one. You good. So which one of y'all?
maybe
that
maybe I need to go back in the stands and read.
joke will probably still look it up, try to
Right.
find man, that
Oh
was funny.
man.
I was dying.
Yeah. I
I was
mean, when
dying.
you look at it, when you look back at it now, it's kind of humorous. But at the time that it happened, it was just like, okay, this is out of
I
hand.
was lit. I was
I
lit. I was like,
mean,
no.
again, it was good. I hate to say it sound like this, but it was great for the sport. But it's just like, okay, come on now, let's let cooler heads prevail and let's try to sort this thing out. You know, so we
It's
can make sure.
like Don Staley said,
Yeah.
when you play any kind of sports,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and you
Yeah.
got a championship on the line or anything for that matter, tempers are gonna flare. You gotta be able to control your emotions because both of y'all going back and forth. Like
Yeah.
everybody want to talk about Cardoza. Cardoza was backing up her teammate because don't nobody want to talk about Flage, shoving her teammate,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
and then Cardoza just backed up like yo, you know what I'm saying, he ain't even play with it. But then on top of that, Angel Reese pulled her hair. Uh, Angel Reese bowled her in the mouth.
Hmm.
Like Angel Reese was talking junk the entire game.
Yeah.
So w- at what point do you not, you know what I'm saying? Because you can only, we human at the end of the day.
Right. You can only take so much.
Your emotions gonna fly, and that
Yeah.
just was the nail in the coffin. Like you ain't finna just push my doubt. Because you think about it, these ladies probably do everything together. They hoop
Mhm.
together, they practice together, they probably room together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They go on trips together. You know what I'm saying? They essentially
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
So you not finna just bowl my family like that and think I'm not finna back them up. Like you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So and you already done pulled my hair, elbowed me, and did all this extra stuff.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I'm not condoning it, but I understand as
Yeah.
somebody that's played sports how it gets. Like you know what I'm
Right. For
saying? Like,
sure.
cause nobody talk about it like that when the guys did it. I come from an era where them jokers got the hooking in the crowd. Like I done seen Kobe them get the hooking. I done seen, you know what I'm saying, Rasheed Wallace them get the hooking. I done seen, you know what I'm saying?
That was the thing. Like that was a point I was gonna get at too. Like with Flage's brother jumping onto the court, that could have sparked off an immediate Malice in the Palace part too, because she had other family members that jumped off as
Right,
well.
right. Well,
From
see
what it
that,
looked
that and
like,
that's you don't want that. You
yeah,
don't want that. To happen.
from what it looked like, Flage's family had the front row of that
Right,
area
right,
to where he
right.
jumped down. So because it was other people that jumped down as well. So you know, you don't want to see that happen. Like
Yeah, you don't want to see it turn into something else. Which
exactly.
was why I said I don't condone it. I don't think Joker should be jumping out the crowd, but I
Yeah,
get it. I
yeah.
get it. You trying to be the brother. You trying to.
Hmm.
But like I
You
said,
get
just
it, yeah.
assess the situation first.
And I
Just
think he did once he got on the court.
yeah, it was a little too late then. You looking foolish out there then, but
Oh man,
my,
who did it?
if you go back and look at the clip, he literally looked Cordoza up and down and then turned his head like, "What's up?
It was,
What's up?"
and what made it worse was in the post game. Kim Mulkey was like, you know, I went over to grab Flage's brother, but by the time I could get to him, he was already being escorted out in handcuffs by the police.
Yeah,
I'm just
my
like,
boy, my
man,
boy, my boy reconsider his life decision. He was making life decisions out there.
oh yeah, oh yeah, he had to make him quick.
He weighed his options because he realized
Yeah,
it probably ain't gonna go how I think it's gonna go.
yeah,
Let me fall back. Cause if you notice, he turned and looked, and then they grabbed him after that.
mm,
You know, I mean, it all happened fast. But if you saw it in real time, and then you slowed it down, you realize like he assessed it or whatever, and then got escorted out. You know,
yeah,
but I mean, they handled it very well as far as like the security and all of that. I just think he moved too quick for them to catch him because they was trying. But I mean, other than that, they calmed it down pretty
Mhm.
fast or whatever.
Yeah,
It took them a minute to give a call, which I
right.
understand because they had to make sure they got the players right, like who was getting ejected,
Yeah,
who was
which was also a mistake made on that. ESPN
right. I mean,
misinformed. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you don't want to leave the bench area, which
Hmm.
is something that I know all coaches preach. But at the same time, you see, what I'm saying, your fellow teammates, about to get into it, you want to either break it up or you want to, what I'm saying, have they back.
Right.
So that's why
Exactly.
I think Don State is not too mad. She gonna talk to him, or she already
Yeah.
has talked to him. Like, yo,
I
you know,
I think she handled that after the end of the game with so much grace, and it
right?
was really it was great to see because on the other side it was Kiyomoki was outraged. I mean, she was talking about, well, I wish she would have pushed Angel, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, you don't want to put that image on your team like that. As far as them making it seem like, oh, we need to be provoked because essentially it was a lot of conversation going on social as far as like LSU wants to portray themselves as the SEC bullies so bad, right? Because they just came off this national championship run, like they're the hottest thing on the market right now. But essentially, when you come up against a team like South Carolina not gonna play with you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna handle
South Carolina,
business
they
and get up
used to
out of
this.
there.
They bred for this.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
don't want their championships.
Correct.
And they were in the picture last year. So it's not like
Correct.
they, so act
So
like it's what they're saying. Act like you've been here before.
exactly. So Kim Mulkey's comments after the game kind of threw me off a little bit because it's like I'm just like, you don't give that image for your team, like, because y'all aren't that. Y'all are way better than what y'all are, essentially what you're essentially trying to portray your girls as being, and that's not it. Like, y'all are way better than that, and I know y'all can be. So again, I kind of hope we get this game again, but it's very unlikely. And also Cardoso will be missing the first game of the March Madness tournament,
Which I
unfortunately.
mean,
Which
which
is, I
essentially is
mean,
okay
yeah.
because they playing a 16 seed more than likely.
Hmm.
They got.
But it's
I thought their bench was gonna be suspended for that game too, but
nah. They
thankfully,
usually don't.
thankfully they said that they're not gonna be suspended because it was
It's
huh.
it's usually the person that initiates it
Well,
who
no,
does.
because they didn't kick off for a flagrant. They didn't
Okay,
get because
okay,
but
right.
when you clear the bench though, you get ejected. So
Yeah, that's
they
true.
cleared
Yeah.
that up because I thought, oh well, shoot, if you got ejected from this
Hmm.
game, then because like with college football, you get
Yeah,
ejected from a game in any
for the first
capacity.
half.
First half, next game you can't play.
Yeah.
So I thought it was the same rule for this, but they cleared it up. They said no because they didn't get that flagrant,
Hmm.
foul to be ejected. They just cleared the bench.
Yeah.
So that's why they were ejected. So they can all play, on both sides. Because if that's what I was gonna be like, oh shoot, that was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Because now not only do you not get to play, but LSU and South Carolina only got to get to play with, where LSU get to play with five, and then South Carolina got to play where they had to play with six.
Well, yeah, because everybody came off LSU's bench, so that was
That
literally,
was their whole
yeah, that was their
backup.
whole
So
bench,
the only
and
ones that have
then
been able to play the whole game would have been the starters.
right, and that would have been
Right. And in
crazy.
South Carolina, everybody except one
It was
player,
Pow
pow pow.
Pow, yeah.
Yeah, pow
So
pow.
so yeah,
So
crazy, crazy, man. That was a crazy instance.
that was a sequence of events that made
Hmm.
it so worth like the way that game was going. I wouldn't have expected anything different to
Yeah,
happen at the end because
yeah,
it was chippy. It was
hmm,
real chippy from the jump. Like they didn't miss a beat. Like it's almost like they came in the game was like, yo, we gonna be both of us finna be chippy right out the gate. Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm finna establish position and which is a good thing
Yeah,
because it's fun. It's fun. It creates a sense of pride. Like, hey, I'm not finna let you get an inch. I'm not finna let you get an inch. You know what I'm saying? Like we finna go at it. So
yeah.
I appreciate it. I wish Fly J brother would reassess the situation next
That's
time.
gonna be that's gonna be something to be talked about for years to come. I tell you, that was
Yeah, cause my boy was out there woo
that
woo.
was crazy. Yeah, but yeah, man. Hey, shout out to the SEC, man. The best conference to do it. We SEC SEC, SEC for
Get it together.
life. So yeah, man. But also before we wrap here, I want to give a special shout out to the Georgetown women's basketball team. Unfortunately, they did lose yesterday to UConn and Paige Beckers, 78-42. But if you've been following the Big East and you've been following this Georgetown team, they lost their coach back in October, Tasha Butts, to breast cancer. So their interim coach stepped up by the name of I hope I'm saying this Haney. Darnell Haney just announced today they dropped the interim brother. He is officially the head coach of Georgetown's women's
That's what's
basketball.
up. That's what's up.
And bro,
Congratulations, man.
absolutely. And if you listen to the press game conference yesterday with Georgetown, you could just hear not only the heartbreak from the women, but they were just really endorsing Coach Haney as the next head coach. Like they truly wanted this man to be the next head coach. So they got their
That's
wish
what's up.
today, and
That's what's up.
he has signed his name on the dotted line. He is now the head coach of Georgetown, and you couldn't be happy. You couldn't be anything but happy. So let's go Georgetown, man. Let's go Hoyas. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So I'm good. I'm good on my end, brother. I'm good on my end. I just had to get that one
Go
quick
well,
shout out.
hey man, go Hoyas,
Go Hoyas,
go
bro.
Huskies. Yeah, everybody, everybody, good luck in the tourney. Do
Yeah.
your thing in the tourney. You know, let them know what women's basketball is all about. Go
Mhm.
crazy, man. Make it one for the ages. Try to
Absolutely.
beat the numbers for last year's. So congratulations to y'all. Y'all do y'all thing. Everybody that does make it to the tourney or whatever, and we appreciate y'all that joined in on the college couch, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you know, we appreciate y'all tuning in every week, and getting on our live, talking it up with us. We are gonna have more people to interview.
Mhm.
Shout out to Ray for our last interview and everything like that. We're gonna have more people to interview. We're just trying to keep y'all with content, and keep flooding y'all with content and stuff like that. So we appreciate y'all. It's been a wonderful experience. It's been humbling. It's been beautiful. It's been crazy. It's been some of everything.
Mhm.
Whole lot of emotions going into this. So we appreciate y'all. I'm done.
Hey, you listen. You have said it. Hey, listen. You said everything. Listen. Thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode. We really truly appreciate it. Again, Stack said it. Thank y'all for supporting us within the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Thank y'all for joining in on our IG lives that we do from time to time. Listen, y'all are great. Y'all are great. Y'all make this what we do here just the best time. I mean, when y'all interact with us and tell us what y'all want to see, what y'all want us to talk about, it makes us even more like it makes us feel appreciated. You feel me? So like, thank y'all from the bottom of our hearts. So yeah, that's all I have. Just make sure y'all are subscribing and sharing this stuff and following us on social to keep updated with us. And yeah, Stacks, I'm gonna throw it back to you, brother. Take us home.
Hey man, y'all got there and tell a friend, man, to go check out the college couch, man. Like, share, comment, show us some love, man. Tell us who, if y'all got players or teams that y'all want us to cover, situation, coaching changes, whatever it is y'all want us to talk about. Let us know. DM me. I'm Jay Stackz, Javaris Harris, or just hit the college couch page and let us know. You know what I'm saying? Either way, we checking them all the time. But hey, right now though, we got bills to pay, so we gonna get up out of here, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Y'all stay in them stands.
Yeah. Wake up, I gotta go get it.